a young woman whose life was filled with promise, but whose story ended in heartbreak and loss. What began as an ordinary day in Lubbock, Texas, turned into a nightmare that shook her family and community. Today, we trace the timeline of Zoe's disappearance, the painstaking investigation, and the truth uncovered years later. A truth that serves as a chilling reminder that sometimes even those closest to us can betray us. Zoe Campos was born on September 4th, 1995, the youngest of 3 siblings. Her father, Alejandro, served in the Marines, which meant frequent moves from Honolulu, Hawaii, to Round Rock, Texas, and San Diego, California. Eventually, the family settled in Lubbock, Texas. Though her parents separated when Zoe was young, she grew into a compassionate and responsible young woman. Known for her big heart, especially towards animals, Zoe often rescued lost creatures, convincing her family to care for them. She dreamed of a future helping animals, while also exploring her love of cars, even considering a career as a mechanic. By the age of 18, Zoe was not the typical teenager. She avoided trouble, valued family, and was focused on building a meaningful life. On November 17th, 2013, Zoe spent the day at home before visiting a friend named April, who had recently given birth. Zoe's affection for babies and animals made this visit special. It was a small gathering with close friends. Around 9 p.m., Zoe left April's house with plans to have dinner with her sister Savannah and her sister's children. They shared a quiet evening, watching a movie, after which Zoe planned to sleep on the couch. But the next morning, Zoe was gone. Savannah woke up to find no sign of her sister. Zoe's car was missing, and her phone unanswered. Zoe's mother, Melinda, who had been working the night shift, received a strange message from Zoe at 2:30 a.m. asking for a ride. But Zoe never appeared. Worry quickly turned to fear, as neither family nor friends could reach her. The family reported Zoe missing, but police initially delayed filing an official missing person report, citing standard 24-hour protocol. This frustrating delay left Zoe's family desperate for answers. An all-points bulletin was issued for Zoe's vehicle, a Lincoln Town car. Zoe's aunt Monica spotted Zoe's car days later, driven by a man in a hoodie, but lost sight of it. The car was eventually found abandoned at the Driftwood Apartments, Zoe's own residence. Inside were puzzling items: duct tape, Zoe's black jacket, a man's sweater, and a phone charger. Phone records revealed Zoe's phone had last been used near Lowry Field, an area known for crime and illicit activity. Zoe's family was baffled. Zoe was no stranger to trouble, and this location raised grim questions. The police questioned Zoe's ex-boyfriends, Joe and Jacob, and Melinda's boyfriend, Ben. All had alibis and showed no signs of involvement. The investigation refocused on those who had been at April's gathering, searching for anyone who might shed light on Zoe's final hours. One man stood out: Carlos Rodriguez. Initially claiming to barely know Zoe, he later admitted Zoe had visited his home that night to smoke drugs, a shocking revelation given Zoe's clean lifestyle. Carlos's house was near Lowry Field, and forensic testing later matched his sweatshirt to one found in Zoe's abandoned car. Despite evidence, Carlos denied involvement for years, even as police probed deeper. The case stalled until a prisoner's tip in 2018 led police to search Carlos's former home. Bones were found beneath the concrete in his backyard. Initial testing showed they were animal bones. a devastating dead end. Despite evidence, Carlos denied involvement for years, even as police probed deeper. The case stalled until a prisoner's tip in 2018 led police to search Carlos's former home. Bones were found beneath the concrete in his backyard. Initial testing showed they were animal bones, a devastating dead end. Using the discovery as leverage, police confronted Carlos. His fear was evident. Months later, Carlos confessed. He told of a night where he and Zoe smoked cigarettes laced with a powerful hallucinogenic drug. In his drug-induced state, Carlos claimed he saw a monster instead of Zoe, and in a panic, he killed her. He buried Zoe in his backyard, first shallow, then deeper, after months. In November 2018, police uncovered human remains in Carlos's yard, confirmed by dental records as Zoe Campos. Carlos was arrested, charged, and after a brief 2022 trial, found guilty of murder and sentenced to life in prison. For Zoe's family, the verdict brought no joy. Only the pain of knowing what had happened and the devastating loss of a bright young life. Zoe Campos's story is a heartbreaking reminder of the dangers that can lurk even close to home and the tragic consequences of choices made under the influence of drugs. Her memory lives on through those who loved her and the animals she cared for so deeply. Thank you for watching. If you found this documentary meaningful, please like, subscribe, and share to keep Zoe's story remembered.